What's up, guys? Josh here, joined again by Andy.
Hey guys, how are you?
We've got a match here between Moonkhan and Risingstorm. Moonkhan's on Merfolk,
Fish.
and Risingstorm is on Oath. It looks like he is
And
mulling hard.
yep, that's not good. Unless he's got to turn one oath. Yeah, so this is a pretty interesting matchup because a resolved oath here is pretty much good game for Mooncon. So Mooncon has to get some concentrated pressure down here and fast to win this match.
And during the winter events, I think Merfolk was playing Waterfront Bouncer to try and help deal with Oath, but doesn't look like there's a lot other than Cage here to shut down an Oath.
Now it's interesting that Mooncon hasn't wastelanded that tropical island. I don't know what he's got in his hand, but of course Risingstorm mulliganed pretty hard there, so it was a good play because he's got another land. But taking that tropical island away could be very good from stopping him from getting an oath. So Mooncon is going to play something here. Maybe a Silvergill Adept.
Yeah.
There it is, showing us a Coral Helm Commander. And we're seeing a Brainstorm out of Risingstorm.
Looking for an Oath here, probably.
Yep. So Mooncon actually must be the one who's really short on land here. For him not to destroy that tropical island, that's clearly what it's saying.
Yeah, and interesting that he didn't play the Silvergill last turn. He discards that Coral Helm.
Maybe holding up a daze.
Yeah, it's not good enough against Oath right here, though.
So if he plays the land here, there's no doubt he's going to go after that tropical island. But it's quite often the case with fish. You know, Merfolk, they struggle to get two blue into play.
Double waste, so yeah, he'll use one.
See, you have to watch this though, because Risingstorm is playing a good game oath build that's got the fastbound gush engine in it. So you don't want to waste your wastelands
Yeah, that's true. He can
necessarily, because that could be a huge burn.
pick him up if he needs to. So there's a second island.
Yep.
We see the new player in Merfolk, Master the Pearl Trident.
Yeah, really nice addition. And I believe this one only gives it to your Merfolk
Yep.
versus Lord of Atlantis, which gives it to all Merfolk. So it's a much better version.
Just a strict upgrade there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's allowed him to cut Mero Rajiri. Is that the one that costs 3? So he can
Yep.
keep everything at 2 mana cost, which is nice for his Aether Vials.
Yeah, Regery's an excellent card in Merfolk, though.
Yeah, it's probably the best one of those if you can get it down.
So Mooncon is off to a pretty good start here. So we're probably going to see a tutor here, I would suspect, out of Risingstorm. The question is, what does he tutor for in this situation? Because if it's obvious he doesn't have an oath in his hand, because he went 3 turns without actually playing an oath with the tropical island in play. So does he go and get himself an oath here without having a green source?
He doesn't. He's not playing a show and tell version, so
No,
his options are a little
good
bit
game.
limited.
Now, of course, I don't know if he has a green source in his deck or not.
He hasn't. Yeah, he's.
Don't actually. He does have 4 Lotus petals, so maybe he's holding a petal. But Mooncon has a very nice suite of counter magic in his deck. So we might see a counter war here.
And he's likely got some more lords in his deck, so this game may actually end too quickly for Oath even at this point.
Yeah, it may. If he had a Mutavault on the table, there'd be no doubt it would be over.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get plunked for 5 here, and he actually has a... Well, we know he has a Coral Helm Commander. If he has another
Well,
guy
he
that
discarded
can...
one, so we don't. He may not have another one.
See, he needs to hold his land up here, though, as well, for counter magic. Now, mind you, he's got a whole bunch. I think he has, what, 3 Spell Pierce in his deck?
Three,
Moonkhan?
yeah, 3 spell pierce, 4 missteps, 4 dazes, and 4 force of wills. So
Curse Catcher's pretty good here. In the counter war.
got a miss. Well, he paid life for that misstep, which is interesting.
Yeah, because an Oath is not good enough right now.
No.
At this stage in the game, Oath is definitely not good. I think.
And if he gets an, if he were to get an Undragon's Breath creature, it can't even block. So.
And he has no removal in his main deck. Risingstorm has no removal. And he just lost his Trop Island, or his Underground Sea. So this should be... Now, how he would win here is... This would take him down to 1 life. So if he did actually activate an Oath here, oh, that's not going to be good enough. Yeah, this game's over.
I don't know what he could have.
No, it's over. There's nothing you can do. Because had he given him a token there off the Oath, he was just dead. So now he's going to be at 1 life with no way out. Looking at his deck here, he has no way out. So there you go, folks. Moonkhan has taken game 1. Unfortunately, Risingstorm had to mulligan to 5.
I admire your confidence. Alright. Looks like he's gonna
Post board.
make him attack.
Post board, Risingstorm does have 2 fire spouts.
Yep.
Which will be difficult for him to resolve, I would suspect.
And Moonkhan's got 4 cages. Alright, so there's the end.
So the favor would fall on Moonkhan's post board there.
Yep. Alright, we're back here for game 2.
Risingstorm is on the play. And
he's
Moonkhan is up 1-0.
kept a full hand this time.
Moonkhan mulligan to 6. And the scary card, LOA. This card could be troublesome.
That's good. Good for him there.
Very good for him. Because for the folks who are unaware, an unanswered Library Alexandra usually equals good game. There's another one. Moonkhan has the full suite of land destruction here, though. He's got 4 wastelands and a strip mine, so he may just well have the answer. Curse Catcher here. Moonkhan needs to get pressure on.
Yep. And there's a cage.
Oh, yeah. Do we see the counter war here and negate his LOA?
Nope.
So he does have 4 Nature's Claims, which I'm sure he cited all 4 in, knowing that the cage is out there.
Yeah, and I guess he's got a grudge too.
He actually runs 1 main and 1 on the side.
There's the red mana.
Could be in some trouble here. Because the longer this game goes, the more it works in Risingstorm's favor.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon. So Moonkhan has brainstormed.
I think
So,
that was Risingstorm's brainstorm.
oh, my apologies.
Plays out a pedal. Probably playing around days with that. Oh, no, he's...
I was just about to say, could this be a grudge? Or a Nature's Claim, excuse me. Days would be very good here. Mental misstep. Oh, that's an expensive Force of Will.
Mm-hmm.
That does not bode well for Moonkhan.
Gonna get some pressure down here, it looks like.
Yeah, but that distinctly worked in the Risingstorm's favor with card advantage.
Good news for Moonkhan is he doesn't get to activate his library here.
So here we go, folks. And I resolved both of druids, and that
What is
could be a
this?
lot of trouble.
New spirit token, huh?
Just terrible looking. Nice work, Josh.
I didn't put that in there.
No?
Nope, must have gotten overwritten today with the update.
Another lord.
It's got the beats going. But
Well, I think though, if there's one piece of good news here for Moonkhan outside of having that cage down, is that Risingstorm has gotten himself off of the card draw of the LOA.
yeah, but he may have like a
Beating
grudge
people.
in his hand, I would think.
A big pardon, Josh?
I would think he has something like a grudge in his hand at this point if he's chosen to play out so many cards. Otherwise, he'd just want to keep drawing into his answers, wouldn't he?
You would think. I mean, an Oath is just a dead card with a Graph Diggers in play. But he does have a substantial amount of hate in his deck. I mean, if he brought in that extra grudge, he's got 6 pieces of removal.
Maybe he's got.
With tutors. He's got the full complement of tutors in his
There's
deck.
a Nature's Claim.
Spell Pierce is dead. Mental Misstep would be good here.
Alright.
So it got through. So we're going to see an Oath resolution. Which pretty much spells Moonkhan's doom here. He's going to hit for 6, 7. He can get through 4. Which puts him to 9. And he's going to lose his whole board. Minus 1 creature. Depending on what it is he plays here. Makes you wish you had Stifles in your deck, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, they rely on the free counter spells since they like to tap out.
Nope. There it is, folks.
Is that really it?
Moonkhan's giving a good game. So we're going to go to the third game here.
I mean, he could draw like a Silvergill and draw a card and...
Wasn't going to get there.
Alright guys, we're picking up here a couple of turns into the game.
Somebody is not paying attention, which is a reflection of their magic skill.
No, I paid attention, it just didn't come off of sideboarding for me,
There you have it, folks.
which is unfortunate.
So, it's not an explosive start by Moonkhan here, but he's got down 2 Curse Catchers, which is not insignificant, as well as has just played a Mutavault.
He looks like he got his Cage Force of Willed.
And he resolves an Aether Vial. And another Cage. Will it get through? I suspect not. And even if it does, it'll get claimed. Interesting that he chose to play it there.
Maybe
I guess he
got,
can sack the Curse Catcher here.
he might have a counter spell at this point. That's why he didn't fight over the first one, maybe.
I mean, a Curse Catcher actually doesn't do it. He'd have to sacrifice both Curse Catchers. I mean, my logic in this situation is if he actually had an Oath, see, I wouldn't have done that, I don't think. If he had an Oath, it would already hit the table. I think that's a
Maybe he's got a daze here as
mistake.
well.
Maybe.
Nope.
I just think Moonkhan's only way to really win this match is just
Yeah, it
through
seems like he has to
down.
win quicker than this.
Just gotta. You can't try and control the game at this stage. If he had an oath, he would have played it already.
I mean, the kind of damage he can get in with just one lord and a couple of curse catchers and such.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it would be game. See, there it was. That was not an advantageous play. That definitely worked better for Rising Storm. Brainstorm here.
Nope,
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
Playing his tropical again and playing out an oath.
Nope. Well, maybe he's putting up counter magic to back it up with the Lotus Petal.
Playing around days.
There it is. Okay. Well, Mutavault works well for him here. If he doesn't have a Forbidden Orchard, he can ride that Mutavault out quite well. But I think a Forbidden Orchard spells his doom here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would venture to say this does not look too good for Moonkhan.
I'm surprised he's conceding right here. I mean, Oath will not activate here. So
I guess he's not conceding.
It's going for the Mutavault beats.
I would be very surprised had he conceded there. I mean, he has a chance here.
Yeah.
I've been in situations like this myself where I've, been six, 7 hits away with a Mishra's Factory against Oath and being able to ride it out because they've been unable to deal with my factory and were unable to find an orchard. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah, I mean,
what
it's
cards are going to deal, yeah.
An orchard's still one in. Oh, there he's going to.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Can he counter it?
Nope. So that will definitely.
That'll seal it for sure. He's got a ways to go. I would just use whatever it is he's got in his vial here. Okay, there it is there. Yeah, nicely done, Rising Storm. And there is the power of Oath versus the Cage.
Maybe he's got a Lord in hand and he won't see a Dragon's Breath. I mean, at 9 life, it's still pretty precarious for Rising Storm. Oh, second Mutavault. So yeah, I mean, without a Dragon's Breath, a single Lord this next turn that gives Island Walk will still win him this game.
Nice.
He must have another 2-drop in hand because he didn't use his Aether Vial there.
Well, nice. Another Lord. Wow, folks. There you have it. Explosiveness.
So if we don't,
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I mean, if he gets a Dragon's Breath here, it's just over.
Unless it's a
If
Blight.
he doesn't get a Dragon's Breath,
well, he could get a Dragon's Breath Blight Steal, and Moonkhan would win.
yep.
But Emrakul would still put this one away.
Will he do it, folks?
And he may have sided out his Dragon's Breath.
You know what? He might have. No, he got one. And it's an Emrakul. Oh, dear.
So...
That was bad luck.
I don't think there's anything he can do at this point.
No. He'll be left with a one Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a really tight match, guys. Really tight. I actually thought Moonkhan was going to pull that off.
Yeah.
Risingstorm got the only thing that could have saved him there.
Moonkhan needs one more permanent in play.
Yep.
And I don't know how exactly this game plays out if he doesn't use his curse catchers, but he may have won with just keeping those curse catchers around.
Oh, he would have for sure.
Well, I don't know.
Well, he would have been dealing an extra. Well,
he
actually,
countered a Nature's Claim, so.
Yeah, Nature's Claim. No, he would have won with those curse catchers for sure. The oath has been on the table now for.
Or no, he countered a misstep. You're right. So, and he had a Nature's Claim in hand. So.
I mean, you know, he was able to get the Lord of Atlantis out there some time again.
It did make him take a turn to tutor up a orchard. So.
Who knows? Maybe Risingstorm will forget to attack.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
I've done it. He's even generous enough to give him a spirit, so he can get a blight steal.
Yeah, that's all she wrote, folks. Maybe Moonkhan will slash in a Grafdigger's Cage.
I think it's too late. I think it's a little late for that one. And we go to attacks.
Well, that was an excellent match.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks.
Well played on both sides.
Absolutely. That was very, very tight. That came down to the last blow. Well, best of luck to Moonkhan and Risingstorm next round.
All right,
See you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.